الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله واشهد ان محمدا رسول الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my brothers and sisters, Sunnahfollowers, and even watching us. A very important topic, especially Ramadan coming very soon, inshallah. And Brother Mohammed Ziedeh, jazakallah khair. We have a time for Brother Muhammad to come to speak about this time. My job, give a question. But one ayah, Allah Azza wa Jal in Surah Al-Ma'idah, second ayah, in the end of the ayah, Allah Azza wa Jal يقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وتعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان. Allah Azza wa Jal, my brother and sister, وتعاونوا, help each other with the righteousness and support and love and passion, and do not help each other with that. So, brother and sister, alhamdulillah, in America we have a lot of masajid. And every corner in our city here, every corner masjid here, masjid or musalla. Alhamdulillah, Texas is more, California, New York. Alhamdulillah, may Allah increase our masajid. May Allah Azza wa Jal love us the masajid, the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have a question for Muhammad, inshallah. Discuss it together. And this question I want to know myself also as an Imam for years. And sometimes, you know, I visit a lot of masajid, actually. We have some struggles, a lot of struggles.
Yeah.
And the question here, the first question, what is the steps actually, active steps for an individual person to take a step to donate for the sake of to donate for the masjid, for the school, not for all orphan people, but
absolutely.
What do you think about this?
Well, because we're talking about Ramadan, right? Ramadan next week, inshallah.
Yes, inshallah.
And we are always talking about, preparing ourselves mentally, preparing ourselves physically, preparing ourselves. We didn't really talk about too much about preparing ourselves financially, right?
Financially,
because that's where I think now we have to kind of start to think about, where are we going to take our money, right? Because every Ramadan people are ready to give. The Masjid, they have the fundraisers in the middle of Tarawih. They start doing, and so you have to, as an individual, as a human, as a man, as a woman, have to know and realize where your limitations are, right? How much can you give this year? And so this is something I think that we should kind of talk to as a family, husband, wife, kids. Get your kids involved in this kind of conversation. My belief is, if we get our kids involved at a young age, not at 1, 2 year olds, I'm talking like 10, 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old, start getting them in that conversation with the mom, with the dad, about how we're going to donate, right? Explain to your kids, why are we donating? Why during Ramadan do we donate more than we donate when it's not Ramadan? Kind of explain these things to our kids, get them ready, right? As parents, we build our kids at a young age so they can mimic us and copy us and see what we're doing, so they can do what we're doing when it's their time. So for me personally, I would always say, start that conversation now, right? Because when Ramadan is in next week, inshallah, Tuesday or Wednesday. So you want to kind of start having that conversation now about, okay, we have $1,000 we have to donate. Where are we going to put our $1,000? Do we want to give the whole $1,000 to a masjid, or do we want to give, $500 to the masjid and $500 here? But kind of get on the same page, right? And kind of know, okay, all our bills are taken care of, right? Make sure that you take care of all your bills. Make sure you have your family taken care of. Make sure you're taken care of first. And then you see how much you have left in your little, in the savings account or whatever you have left. And you kind of get ready to donate a percentage of that to a masjid or to a charity or to whatever you really think that you as a family kind of get together and think about where you want to go.
In Sunnahfollowers, actually, Dr. Ali Shahada, he took one of the books actually he published, mashallah, that very, very good actually, about kids and parents. And also, do I think about zakah for Sunnahfollowers?
Of course, it depends on what they're using the money for. But educational, it's always good to donate to somebody. At least in my own opinion, donate to somebody that you see the money where it's going. Right? You see a lot of masajid, they ask for money, and then you have nothing happening with that money. You don't see the kids, the people don't see what you know what I mean.
I know very well.
But
Yeah.
if you're a masjid, if you're an organization, if you're part of Sunnahfollowers, and you're getting this money donated to yourselves, make sure you're doing something with that money. Show the people what you're doing with that money. Right? I think there was a masjid. I think it was in I believe it was in Pennsylvania, where they had on the bathroom wall, they had a list of all the bills. So when you go into the bathroom, they would have, okay, the water bill is this much, the electricity bill. So people knew, they would come in and say, okay, I want to donate for the electricity bill for this month. I want to donate for the water bill this month.
Yeah.
So people would know where their money was going. They would see it.
I was in Imam in many city before, and every board, this water, electricity, garbage.
Absolutely.
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be, and I think it's something so small that a lot of masjids can do to make people see where their money is going.
That is scary here.
You don't want to do that around here. So.
But also, the second question, how you can make it calibrate actually what your family need and your community need, or even others need. Sometimes hadith Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with the man he want to donate, and he want to donate all his, before he thought he gonna die, all his money at charity. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do not do that. And I say, what about 2/3? I say, do not do that. And I say, what about 1/3 of my wealth? And he said, yes, and this is too much. And plus he said, your family,
Absolutely.
3 times your family. But at the same time, some people, some organization actually, very pure by the way, but they live in their own house and they go 40 days and 1 month, 2 months, and they leave a family, not even food.
Yeah, no, that's Islamically speaking, that's wrong, right? We always say family first, kids first, your wife first, your husband first, then you spread it out, right? We talk all the conversations we've had about everything else we've done about unifying the community, right? We always talk about unifying the Muslims. The Muslims have to be one ummah, and so you can't start that out here. You got to start that in here first, right? It goes inside out.
I love that. In fact, Rasulullah taught us, and Allah said, so Tahrim, قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارٍ. Protect yourself and your family from that part. Allah said, absolutely.
You can't take care of anybody else if you're not taken care of.
Yeah, I agree with that. So the one, the second question, to make between family and community.
Yeah. So we know working the kind of work we do. We know that there's people in our community that need help. Right. We know that.
Okay.
You and I know that.
Please give attention to this. The community need help
because of the type of work we do. We see outside of what's happening out there more than most people would see. Again, this goes back to maybe the board members, maybe the Imam of the Masjids of your local communities. We should all know what's happening in each other's lives, right? We should know that this brother over here just lost a job, or the sister over here her husband just passed away. We should know these things and say, okay, this Ramadan, guys, we need to help this sister out. Okay, this Ramadan, guys, we need this brother just lost a job. Is there any brothers out here that can have that type, can help them out? We should be doing this together. And this is how you raise your ummah community at a time.
Yeah,
right.
Brother Muhammad is correct 100%. Jazakallah khair for that. Okay. Brother and sisters, the Imam, the community, the Masjid board actually had to know who your community need money, need help, a sick person. We should around your area number one.
Absolutely. And just so you guys, so everybody else knows here, in my work and my type of work that I do for not in the Muslim community but outside of my other employment, every time I find a person in need of help or somebody who's been in trouble or something's going on, the first place I call is who? I call the masjids.
Yes, the masjid.
Right, and I say, hey, I have a guy who is in trouble, or I have a family who's in need, and the masjids are really just okay. Let's write them a check. Let's fix this up for them. We do this for the non-Muslims very fast, but we don't do this for the Muslims.
Really?
This is where I say we need to understand who is in our community.
Yes, but do you think, brother, this is a very important question, who's responsible about your community needs, the Imam or the board?
Both. I would say both. I would say both because the board members aren't the ones on the members. They're not on the member. They're not talking on the member. And the board members should be getting with the imam and saying, look, we found this family member is here in this community who is going through a tough time. So that way the imam can also know. We should all, I mean, technically we should all know what everybody's going through. But the board members are the ones that should be the ones reaching the people.
I agree. I mean, we elect him, that person.
Yeah, well, that's
to take the masjid and community. Yeah, I agree with you. Jazakallah khair for that. And the third question, what is the best method actually to make the priority to donate for the masjid, for individual, and for whoever need money?
So you're talking about, so what we're talking about here is kind of dividing up our charities.
Yeah.
Right. For the month of Ramadan. And the month of Ramadan, everybody's in a cheerful, giving mood. And there's people that, you know, may have 10,000 to donate for the month of Ramadan. There might be people who have $30,000 to donate. There might be people who have $20 to donate. It depends on every situation. But you, as an individual, you, me, you know, our families, once we're taken care of, we should be able to go, you and I should be able to go to any masjid here and say, do you have a family that's in need of some help? You should be able to go to an imam, you should be able to go to a board member of that masjid and say, can you please give me a family member who's in need of some help? I want to help them during this month of Ramadan. And that board member or that imam should be able to tell you immediately, okay, we have a person, this is the person that needs the help. How much can you offer? And then as a family, you, your wife, your kids, you talk about how much you want to be able to give. You have $1,000 to give, okay, give, you know, $250 to the masjid, and you want to give the rest of it to the person that needs the help. But that's a conversation that as family members we need to have. Just making sure, of course, your family's taken care of, your kids are taken care of.
But what you say, Brother Robert, I mean, I have money and I want to donate. I have to discuss this with my wife and my kids.
Yeah, of course. You're teaching your kids the responsibilities, right? As they're growing up, they want to see what you're doing with your money. So as they get older, as they start making their own money, as they start, you know, progressing through their futures, well, it's something I was born with. I was raised around my father who was donating constantly to individuals, to the masjids, to wherever you're showing your kids where you're donating.
Yes, I agree with Dr. Muhammad here. Yes, we are husband and wife as companionship.
Absolutely, 100%.
Number one. Plus, when you have kids and somebody in the house, that means you are in the individual community and supposed to be discuss and shura with each other.
It's like saying to you, it's like you're telling your son to go pray, but then you're not praying.
Oh my God.
Like it's the same concept, right? Your kids, why should your kid pray if you're not praying, right? I mean, does that make sense?
Oh, it doesn't make sense to me.
No, I mean, alhamdulillah, you know.
Yeah, brother and sister, this is a serious issue.
It is a serious issue.
Because some people, you know, he's not praying because so and so and so and so. To me, if we're not to pray one farida, he's out of the circle of Islam. He's not Muslim anymore. May Allah guide us to right back. But it's not our target here.
We'll say that for another day after Ramadan, inshallah.
Oh, no, Khutbah Jum'ah supposed to be this one, but I changed it to Jeffrey and Epstein.
Oh, no, don't do it.
All right, sir. Number four, I think. How do you make the masajid this is very important.
Yeah.
This is very important. How do you make masajid more sensitivity for knowledge and some other knowledge, teaching the youth, the community, and encourage the people to donate with passion.
That's a hard thing to do.
To do as an imam.
I mean, if you
our community
as an imam, you have it's a big responsibility. I've seen masjids where they do fundraisers and they're saying, put your hand up if you have $20,000, $10,000, and you sit there and you wonder to yourself, man, I don't have $10,000. Who has that kind of money to donate $10,000? It does make you feel
belittled.
Yeah, like belittled and kind of like, wow, I'm poor. Am I that poor that I can't give $10,000? But then you see the brother behind you saying, yes, I'll donate 50. That kind of stuff. I've seen that before. And I hear the other kids talking. I hear the adults talking outside of the masjid after this is done, and a lot of them just walk away from the masjid when they're doing that. They leave the masjid.
Some people, but Rasulullah did that.
Rasulullah did that, but there's a way of doing it in where you're not making people feel belittled or And so when you're an imam, you have to have that right attitude, the right tone, the right words, everything has to like line up good. Because I did go to a fundraiser for Islamic fundraiser at one point, and the guys that they had talking were so passionate. It made me like, okay, I want to go. I want to, my wife was sitting with me, and I said, let's do it. Let's just, let's give, let's go. And it was such a powerful, impactful talk that it made me want to just give more. But it's hard to find. It depends on who's the person.
It depends. Yeah. Again, because here, and also this question here said, because at the masjid, we create the masjid actually for not salah only. Salah is absolutely salah, but also the community.
It's supposed to be a community, a spot for the Muslims to come in and be comfortable in a safe space.
Yeah, at the same time, some people actually controlling the masjid, and he preventing even people to enter the masjid. He don't like this person, they send order from the police.
Yeah, and I've seen that before. I get the calls about that from different masajid. We don't want this guy here. We don't want this guy here. And it's sad when it gets to that point because as a masjid, it's supposed to be open for everybody, right?
But actually, Brother Muhammad, I was an imam in South Carolina. One person actually, he dealing with everybody was completely wrong. I don't want to speak, but at the same time, individual, he need help. He needs psychiatrist. He needs psychologist. He need hospital. Okay, but very loud. In fact, I came to the masjid. I was in my office with a problem with people. Only 1 minute, and 1 minute people. Rasulullah sometimes a while, but he make like uprising in the masjid. Uprising.
But you said psychological help.
Yes.
Mental health. I think we should have a whole talk about the mental health in the Muslim community because it's a big thing that we don't like to talk about too much. And I think a lot of us old school, the mind, we don't want to believe that these people are have any mental health issues, and we just want to kick them out. We want them out. We want to get the police involved, and we want to get them out.
Yeah.
Not realizing that it's supposed to be a safe space for these people, for the people to come through.
Exactly. If you have any comment, you can join us, inshallah. Yeah. Now, sometimes the fundraising repeated again and again and repeated the same tone. What do you think about this? Yeah.
It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. But I do get it. I understand that it's Ramadan and it's a time of giving. So the imams and the masjids have to, they pile in as much as they can to get as much as they can during that month of Ramadan. But again, there's a way of doing it. There's an amount of times you should do it. And also, there's also people that come into the masjid from outside agencies coming in during the month of Ramadan to ask for money. We have this agency here, this nonprofit over here, and again, it also goes back to who's presenting and who's talking. If you have that one person who's very passionate and very well-spoken, you want to donate. But if you have the imam saying the same thing over and over and over and over, and for 10 years, you go to the masjid for 10 years and you see people donating, but you don't see nothing happening in your masjid, people get tired.
One of the masajid I know, they make a fundraising a few years ago. Now, alhamdulillah, different masjid, but they make a fundraising the same imam and the same tone. And believe it or not, that fundraising, he make fundraising, zero money come to him. Why? Because he repeat himself, not change even not the same style. Okay, now the imams now. Yeah, because you have experience in this country. Actually, you're born here. You're many masajid since you're born in Chicago. You're born in Ohio. Sister Layla in Ohio.
I know, she's freezing up there.
Yeah, it's freezing. Yeah, you are in different masajid here and there. Yeah. But so, what kind of imams dealing with the community and dealing with the fundraising from the masjid, from around the masjid, the community in general, and all over the world?
We had I remember all the different imams and the masjids I've been through. I remember a masjid in Pennsylvania that I went to at one time. The imam was a younger guy, and he was very well-spoken, very knowledgeable, mashallah, very good guy. And the way he would take the advice from the community, right? After the salah, everybody would just come talk to him, like you see it all the time where people just shake hands, they start communicating. And a couple of times I sat there and I said to him, hey, we should talk about this, we should talk about that. And then the next time he would talk about the stuff we talked about, and he would take the input from the community members.
Did the imam take advice from the community
members
and spread the message?
And he spread that. He would talk and he would say, well, a brother asked me about this, and my sister came to me about this, and he would bring up the conversations that he would have, and the people would want to come and listen, because it was, okay, this was my question. Okay, this is what I said. Right? The people felt like they had
I love that.
They had a piece of that lecture.
Yeah.
Or of the khutbah. It was their khutbah. It was meant for them. And so what ended up happening was, because I was doing the same thing out there that I was doing here, I would tell him, brother, this is what's happening in a certain family in our community. One of the kids is doing a lot of drugs. The son is doing this. The son is doing that. Could we talk about how to deal with this kind of stuff as a family, as a community? And he would get on the member and he would talk about all these things. And the family member that I didn't know that I said anything to him, but they felt like he was talking to them. And I think that's where we kind of lose our members, lose our community, because the imams aren't talking to the people. They're talking at the people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree with you. The problem, actually, a lot of parents they don't know the mentality of their own kids. For example, I was an imam. I don't want to mention names. I will say I was an imam in that city, and I spoke about the 7 colors. We have to protect ourselves, not to go to do this. And then he came after Jum'ah to the office. Nothing. I was in front of everyone. Our community, we know that we don't have this. We should not speak about.
Yeah.
And then one of the community members said, by the way, your son is so and so and so. He become a girl. No, your son become a woman. Oh, I got. And the reality, the problem, we don't know our own self.
Absolutely.
Our own self.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but not only that, Umar ibn Khattab, رضي الله عنه, قال, حاسبوا أنفسكم قبل أن تحاسبوا. Judge yourself before Allah will judge us.
Absolutely.
Yes, may Allah guide us. But my point, the imam is supposed to be a model for the community.
We always say the imam. The imam has a big responsibility. The board members also have a really big responsibility.
Yeah, that's the second question.
Okay, yeah. So it's
actually, yes, the board, you mentioned it last week also. What the board members in the message, what's supposed to do exactly, in your opinion?
In my opinion,
and I told everybody, as a Muslim, born in the country, you're American here, yes, and Palestinian parent, but you're born here, and you've been many messages. What do you think the board is supposed to do?
The board is supposed to figure out ways and
ways of what?
Of bringing the people to the community to the masjid. Make the masjid a safe place, and make the masjid a place that people want to come to, not just on Fridays.
Yeah,
right. You want the people to come to the masjid. You have, mashallah, a bunch of our masjids here are open for 5 daily prayers. You have 7 days a week, 5 daily prayers going on over here. How can you, as a board member, bring your members want to come here? How can you make them want to come here? Right. So for me at least, you don't get board members that don't know what they're doing. You don't get board members that don't know how to do, work at community events. You don't get board members that don't know any type of construction in the masjids, or that don't know how to change a light bulb. You get you get community members that know how to do certain things. You're going to be the president because you know how to do this. You're the vice president because you know how to do this. You're the treasurer because you do taxes, and you're accountant, so you know how you be the treasurer. Like you get the people that are specializing in specific areas of life to bring to your masjid to make that masjid alive.
But there is some board members in the Masjid, they come only for a Friday.
And that's where, if you're going to come on Friday, what do you expect your members to do?
So I know some Masjid, they come in Florida Friday, Jum'ah, or sometimes in a meeting only.
Yeah, or the meetings, or
I don't know how the people elect them.
And then they get elected, and I get it. It becomes a popularity contest. Who's more popular here? Who's liked the most? Who's, But to me, it's not about who likes the most. Like when you're talking about Islam, it's different than talking about becoming a congressman or becoming a commissioner or a city manager. You're talking about a masjid. A masjid is what? What's a masjid?
We pray, serve community. The masjid, by the way, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he migrated to Mecca, to Medina, and he started the masjid was family for everyone, community. And not only that, number one, you had immigrant, muhajirin, and ansar. Number one, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made brotherhood and sisterhood.
And that's what it's supposed to be all about. So if you're a board member, that's what you're supposed to be thinking about.
Yes, that right? I love that. I agree with you 100%. I mean, the imams here are supposed to encourage the community to be united regardless color, nationality, and
so. And if you see a good board member, if you're a good board member, if you're a good board, you will start to see how good you are by the members coming in, by the members saying, "Okay, listen, brother, I just I have a foosball table that I found in one of my rental apartments. I don't want it. Can I give it to the masjid? I have a machine here that I don't need anymore, but I found it in somewhere. Can I donate it to the masjid?" You'll start to see your members.
I think Bamba doing that, and even
yeah, they do that because again, it's becoming home here.
Alhamdulillah, they're supposed to be all the masajids.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, this is our masajid here. They're doing that. Yeah, and sometimes actually, Salat al-Fajr, somebody bringing almost a new furniture.
Yeah,
and when we got out of the masjid, they took it. Because they need it.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Normally, the people come to the masjid. Mostly, they come to the masjid. They are. I don't want to speak about it. Okay. Now let's go back to the donation for the community donation. Skip that. كيف نحدد الحالات المستحقة للتبرع بشكل عادي؟ This is very important. A lot of people come different organizations. This one. For Gaza, for Sudan, this for that. Yes, our community is priority. The major community is priority. Now, different people, especially in Ramadan, different. Even we have our masjid, small masjid, Musalla. They called already the brother, the one in charge. This. I said, we cannot do this. We are small. But the key,
maybe 20 people.
But how we decide this organization and this organization? For example, a lot of people donate for Gaza. I trust only one organization. I just spoke to the person recently. Why I say that? Because anything going in Gaza, they just send it to me. And whatever they do, they send it to me. I feel comfortable. Even some people ask them, send money, a big number, say contact United Hand of America.
Yeah.
United Hand, go take.
But that's because you know that organization. You trust that organization.
But what is the board and the masjid, and not Imam here, the masjid responsibility about those organizations?
If you're bringing,
hold on, sorry. Because some organization, they collected millions of dollars, not reach the poor in Sudan, in Gaza, not even one penny.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of fake people out there trying to tell you to donate to Gaza, donate to this, donate to that. You as an imam, as a board member, it's your responsibility to just not accept everybody who comes and says, "Can I ask your members for money?" It's your responsibility as a board member, as an imam, to go on everybody has it, go on your phones and look up that organization, look up their business accounts, look up if they have an Instagram or any type of social media, look that stuff up and see how long, because even for us in my employment, if somebody comes and says, Mr. Mohammed, I want to work with you in your agency, I have to do a background check to make sure that that's a real nonprofit organization that I can work with that has no issues with the law, no court cases coming up, nothing being filed about them, no news articles about them, and I have to put everything into a file and see and make sure everything, all my check boxes are.
But you have to go back. It's very, very, very important to me as an imam also. And also, I have some people I love in the board in different cities. Repeat yourself again. For those organizations coming for Ramadan, make a fundraising for different countries. Sudan, Yemen, may Allah be in peace, and Gaza. What the board member to do with this organization exactly in details, everyone please.
So there's a lot of things you can do to look up different organizations, right? I mean, we have the power of ChatGPT, Google, everything that you can do, everything you have in the palm of your hands, that you can find out whether an organization is real or fake, right? And you just have to do your due diligence and really research those organizations. How do they get the money there? Look at the chain of how they get the money to where they're saying it's going. A lot of times, especially on social media, you'll see a lot of people who will say, watch my video for 10 seconds and I'll donate, $10 to Gaza. Those kind of things, I think, they might be a little bit fake. They might be real, but again, do your research and see. You have to do your research. You have to look up the accounts. You have to look up their social media. You have to look up to see if there's any newspaper articles, any type of law, any type of lawyer, any type of issues in the court systems, any type of, anything that happens to that organization. You have to see it before you have them come into your masjid and take money from your members. Because at the end of the day, we are always told in Islam what? We give the money for the sake of what?
Us individuals.
Our intentions.
Our intention
is to give. But you as a board member, as an imam, it's your responsibility. Even if the board members come to you as an imam, your job is to say as an imam, did you guys do your research? Did you guys look up this guy? Did you guys check everything out? Did you guys look at all his social media? Did you look at his Facebook? Did you look at his Instagrams? Did you see any pictures of them giving things to these people? But now we have even harder time because of AI. You can make a video of you giving food to a kid in Gaza, but you're not really doing it. It's very, very, very.
What?
Yeah, it's very.
Again, I want to understand.
Yeah. There's so many ways now that you can create a video of you giving food to a kid in Gaza, but it's not really you giving food to a kid in Gaza. You just type it into ChatGPT, make me a video of Imam Dremali giving food to a poor kid in Gaza.
Oh my Rabb.
And a nice video will come out and it'll show you giving food to a little kid, and mashallah, it looks like you're doing such a great thing, but it's fake. So
how to know it's true?
That's where you get
fake.
But that's why you have to, as board members, as imams, we have to get our community members involved, right? And this is where you say, hey, look, I don't know if this is real or fake, but I'm pretty sure we have a community member here that specializes in AI. Or we have a community member here that specializes in cybersecurity, or, that's where, again, it comes into really very important to know who your community members are, right? We should have a phone number for every one of our people.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's very, very important and vital that we know who is in our community.
I mean, me as an imam or a board member, I have to know who this organization in details to give, because I'm responsible. 100 people can donate.
Absolutely. And if you mess it up, it's on you. If you gave a wrong person the money, and you don't know what's happening with that money, then it becomes on the imam, on the board members, that the money is gone to somebody that's not going to be doing.
Even last Friday, when a brother member in the masjid asked about the organization going to do it, they let him call me. And this until last week, no one called.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. You have to, and listen, meet these people face to face. Meet these people face to face. Let them come talk to you face to face, so you can tell a lot of. I mean, maybe because I've done it for so many years. You could tell a lot about a person when you shake their hand and when you look at them in their eyes, whether they're going to be, true or not.
I mean, we learned actually in college in Azhar, but we use the eye. Look at the eye, even karate. Before I fight, not how he looked like. I look at his eyes. How he gonna fight?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The determination, the truth. You can see a lot in a person's eyes.
Well, what question here?
Okay, so one of the things that we were like, I was looking at these questions. How can technology be used to facilitate?
Yeah.
Technology is big, right? Technology. I go to one masjid. I forgot which one it was. I think it was in Fort Lauderdale, where they had a board, just a blank board, and they had like little little codes. If you want to donate $20, click this. If you
I
want
did
to
that myself.
yeah, and then you go to another masjid that doesn't have access to donate from your debit card or your credit card, because a lot of us don't carry cash.
Yeah, everyone doing the phone.
So
Yeah.
when I saw this, I said, this is perfect. This is how you use technology to make it easier for people to just pull out my phone, boop, and I donate $50. That's perfect. That's how you use technology to make people.
I told my wife yesterday to have the code for Ramadan. I'm going to speak fundraising. You look the code, donate, and somebody.
I mean, you should have this code on top of the box for the donation box.
Yeah,
you put that code up there, so people now everybody has access. It's always on their phone.
I like that.
And there's so much ways to make to donate.
I mean, we actually grow up a lot. Every masjid have boxes.
Yeah.
But I mentioned now, not everybody carry cash.
No, not everybody.
For example, I only my wallet, my credit card, and no cash at all.
Yeah.
So, but what do you think this? Boxes it works. For some people,
the boxes is a reminder for people, right? The boxes is more of a symbol. Like, okay, it's a reminder. Do you see the box over there? You got to donate. But again, none of us barely any carry cash. So if I see the box, I'm gonna say, okay, let me look for that code. Let me look for the code. So maybe I can put my phone somewhere and donate $50, donate $100. One of the things I've always taught my own son when I take him to the masjid is, how much money did you make today? How much money did you make this week?
What about Sunnahfollowers fundraising? Dr. Ali Shahad, how make fundraising for Sunnahfollowers?
How? I mean, that's tough. You guys it's all online. Put the code out there on the screen. Let people type in that code.
I wish Sister Layla can listen to that. She had a code.
Yeah, put the code on the screen when you're talking.
Oh, when you're talking.
Yeah, have it just on the bottom of the screen somewhere, and just so that people can go in there and just tap in their phone.
I like that. Okay. Well, inshallah, she will listen to that. And yes, technology is very important.
Technology is very important.
In fact, when Sheikh Sahib al-Uthaymeen, may Allah give rahmah mercy on him, he encouraged the students to use the social media and that's social media technology with the phone and this and that. And his wife gave him in that time the cell phone started. Everybody against it. It says Sheikh Ibrahim's wife, he give him the phone, use it when I call you.
And see, this is something that we talk about a lot with knowing your community members, right?
Yes.
And so for me, if I have a skill set in technology, let's say I'm really good in technology, during the month of Ramadan, let's say you don't have a lot of money, you can't donate a lot of money. Talk to your Imam, talk to the board members, and say, listen, I'm very big on technology. I work in technology. Let me do a class before iftar dinner. Let me do a class on introduction to technology to the elderly or to the older people. A free class, offer it. People are coming to the masjid anyway to eat, so let's do that before the iftar dinner from 5 to 6 o'clock. We're gonna do a technology class, technology 101, and see how you can.
Wow, I love it.
I mean, it's the simple things that you're donating your time. Okay, you don't have the money, but you're gonna donate an hour of your time and teach somebody how to use the phones, how to use technology. Same thing we do for anything else that we do. Right, if you have a sister that's good with nutrition, have your imam or a community member go to one of your members and say, look, I talk about technology, about nutrition. Okay, and I want to do a class for the whole community from 5 to 6 o'clock before iftar dinner. I want to do a nutrition class, and people are going to come to this because they're coming to the masjid anyway.
Now, how to make this fundraising also? Look, Ramadan. But after 29 days, 30 days, Shawwal coming. How to make this systematically every month? Donate to Sunnahfollowers, Sunnah, Masjid, Sunnah for this. Even a small number.
And see, here's the thing: if not all of us are built the same way. You might like to donate to Sunnahfollowers, and I might like to donate to a relief organization.
Yeah.
You know, we all have our different, you know, where our priorities are different, right? But as a person, if you know where your money's going and you've done your research and you know, if I donate to Sunnahfollowers, I know where my money's going. My money's going to go to that technology to spread the good conversation.
Da'wah.
The da'wah. I'm going to donate my money to these guys. All right, cool. Donate it, but set yourself up for a understanding in your head. Okay, I get paid every month. My paycheck is, let's say, $3,000 a month. You should be able to calculate with your rents, your mortgage, your bills, your this, your that. Okay, I'm left over with $500 at the end of the month. I want to give, you know, $100 a month to Sunnahfollowers. And then you set that up in the back of your head, in your mind, you don't even notice it anymore. It's just going every month, $100, $100, $100. So once you get that habit going, it just becomes a new routine.
In fact, one of the religion here in America, not a Christian, not in America here,
Yeah.
they take the people, they have 10% of a salary to their temple.
Yeah. Yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, the 10 multiplied to 20 or 25, and they donate because they have a goal.
Yeah.
But
see, that's the thing too. We also have a goal. What's our main goal in our life?
my goal is Al-Jannah,
All of our
paradise.
goals. All of our goals, right? All, as Muslims, that's our main goal. And Islam already tells you how much you're supposed to donate, right? It doesn't give you a...
Okay, by the way, brothers and sisters, are very important. There is a zakah sadaqah and zakat al-mal. Zakat. Sadaqah, then it doesn't matter. You're gonna if even have a $10 and you're gonna pay, you're gonna make it. You have no money, you can donate. Zakah option.
Absolutely, yeah.
But zakah obligation if you have nisab. What nisab? You have a 2.5% of the nisab. If you have a gold, of course, the equal. We're going to speak about zakah. Zakah farida, and zakah also called a sadaqa, an option you can go to everyone, especially if you need it. Yeah. Now, let's go back to the organization coming for example, I know United Hand of America and the one brother in charge, the president, his name Sulaiman Ghanim, he's Jordanian. He, mashallah, with money, I mean, the food and water to people. But the other organization now is a lot. Actually, every masjid have a listed. Yeah. But how really to protect myself, not to be trapped, me as an individual, not a board. Now we speak about the board. Now, individual, me as a board, I want to donate to United Hand of America or global or whatever they do. What I'm supposed to do as an individual? As
an individual, if you have these thoughts that you know that this organization is good to go, you did your diligence. You see it for yourself where it's going. But as a person who, let's say, they're coming to the masjid and they're asking for money, I would just myself as my own personal, because I'm like that. I always think, be prepared for the worst, right? Wish for the best, prepare for the worst. I always look forward to see how long has this organization been in service? When did they start?
As an individual?
As an individual, I'd say, let me see when did they start doing this organization? Did they just start now during Ramadan, or did they start?
But it's not very important. Let's agree but they come to the masjid now. I have no idea. My job, Taraweeh, and leave. And they came, beautiful talk, but I cannot search that.
So you can't. So as an individual, if they're coming to the masjid, we automatically think as members of that masjid, we're going to automatically assume that our board members already did their research.
Oh,
but that's us as the regular people that are in the masjid. So we're going to assume that the board members, the Imam, they did all their research and they did everything that they did, and they know that these people are good and legit people that are going to get that money from your pocket to where it needs to go.
And I agree with you, Jazakallah khair, but now me as a member in the masjid, not board, we're supposed to encourage the boards right now, whoever come to you, research before they're making fundraising.
Because like you said, they're coming to you already, right? They're coming to you. They know you have.
No, I have no idea.
So, but they're coming to you now, even though Ramadan's in a week. They're going to start coming now and say, okay, we want to schedule this day to come to your masjid. They're going to schedule. So, as board members, and you're making a list of all the people that are coming to your masjid, you take those individual lists and those individuals' agencies, and you check those out before they come to your masjid. And you, as a person that's coming to the masjid, me as a person coming to this masjid, I'm going to assume that my board members that were elected have vetted these people out and made sure that they were legit and that they were true.
Okay.
We can't, as individuals, you're not going to sit there during the talk real quick and do a 5-second research. You have to all put your hope and prayers that these people at the board and the imam knows what they're doing.
Like, I mean, we give advice here to the community, whoever listen to us, brother and sister. The brother Muhammad is very important. Any board member, any imam in your community, in any masjid, I'm not talking in Florida here, we are living in Florida.
Everywhere.
Everywhere he listen to us in advance, however, because in Ramadan normally a lot of people calling, hundreds organizations. Yeah. But in the same time, make sure this organization through they really working for the sake of Allah, and plus the money goes free. Yes, by the way, in Surah Tawbah number 60, Allah said, وَالْعَامِلِينَ عَلَيْهِ. That means the work, they were doing the collected money and they split the money, and also they can have part as a salary. No problem. Allah mentioned that 60 types of the zakah actually. No problem. I'm not going to, it's not our topic about zakah right now. But Brother Muhammad says, you search about the organization, trust, and then you tell the community that I make my research before they speak.
And listen, after you leave your masjid and you have any doubts as an individual, as a regular member of the masjid, do your research. Go home and do some research about that people who came in. Because you have the right as a member of that community to go home and do the research of who is coming to give that money, who came yesterday to get that money. Look it up and see who those people were. And then you can take that research that you've done as a member to your board members, to the imam, and say, look, I know they came in yesterday. I know they collected, $20,000, but let me show you about this company real quick. Let me show you about this agency. This is what I found when I did my research. And that way, at least this way, the masjid is not going to talk to each other and say, listen, just a heads up, don't let this brother come into your masjid. We messed up. We brought him into our community. He was not a legit organization. And that way you kind of spread the word, right, to the different masjids. And I think that's another issue that we have here, is that not all masjids are doing the same thing. Right. And that's a big conversation that we have to have, where, we have, WhatsApp groups and all these chats that we have. All the masjids should be in one group message.
Oh, I love that.
Talking to each other and saying, listen, we let Brother Ibrahim come into our masjid yesterday for getting a fundraiser. We found out that Ibrahim is not a good guy. Don't donate to him. Don't let him come to your masjid. We should have this group chat where every other faith-based institution has it. All the other faiths have it. All the other faiths talk to each other. But for some reason, our masjids, we're not together.
United.
We're not united.
But in South Florida, we don't have this?
We have organizations that, I mean, even for me, when I went to a masjid a couple months back, I said, listen, I went to one of the board member or one of the imams that were there, and I said, listen, imam, we have this problem. There's a girl who's pretending to be a Muslim. She's going into the female section. Can you pass this picture out to the imams of all the local masjids? And he looked at me and said, we don't have that. Well, what do you mean? We have, how many masjids do we have just in South Florida alone, just in Broward County, in our area? How many masjids do we have?
20 maybe.
20, maybe 25 masjids. How do we not have 25, all of them in the same group?
Yeah, it's sad. I agree with you.
And send it. Say, okay, this lady's coming to the masjid to get the woman ready. Because that couple, it was like a year ago. She was wearing the whole khimar and everything. She was going to the girls' section, sitting down with the girls, and praying with the girls. And then she would take stuff from the masjid or steal from and so it's like, guys, watch this person, because we have to be aware of what's going on. Right? I do a whole thing about situational awareness. Know what's going on around you. Know your members. If you are a female in the back of the masjid, the men are not back there. We're not watching. We're not seeing. So the female should be aware of who's going in there. As a female member of the community, you should know as well who are your sisters. in the back.
Brother, Allah is very important. I don't know about this, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
It's very important,
very
brother. Whoever in charge of the masjid needs a sister supposed to be, especially in Taraweeh. A lot of sisters come to the masjid. You know, I know Masjid, for example, our masjid here, only one sister can perfection. Only one sister. But now when Ramadan come, more people, we have to watch one sister in charge of one sister area.
And you're not being a detective, right? You're not.
Yeah, but at least you know what
at least you know one, and you're interacting with that person. You see somebody new coming into your masjid. Our deen or Islam tells us to be open,
yes,
right? Yes. To be welcoming.
Yes, we welcome, but we have to aware.
You be aware, but at the same time, you're welcoming. Oh, assalamu alaikum, sister. How are you? Where are you from? How long have you been coming to the masjid? You ask the basic questions.
Yes.
And make that person feel comfortable. And then the person will start to say, okay, I know now I'm being watched. They know who I am. She shook my hand. She sees my face. She sees my eyes. I can't steal from here now. Let me go to a different masjid.
Then I have to call the police.
You have to call the police. You have to let them know. That's why we always talk about security cameras everywhere. It doesn't hurt to have cameras in the masjids to let.
I made it cheap now.
Everything's very cheap.
Made in China. Made in China.
Made everywhere. I mean, you can find some cheap cameras, but we're not going to know who's coming into our masjid if we don't at least say Assalamu alaikum when we walk in.
Yes, brother. If you have any question regarding this important topic, I'm learning here as an Imam also. If you have a question or an idea to join us, ahlan wa sahlan. We are welcome, inshallah. Now, we will finish, Brother Muhammad. Now, Ramadan, inshallah, Rabbi, soon coming, and but also we want to encourage our kids come to the masjid also to pray. I know we spoke last week to pray, not for soccer or basketball or football. What do you think?
It's funny because
there's 5 minutes left.
Yeah, it's funny because we talk about the salah all the time to my kids and all these kids and the importance of salah. I think what ends up happening is a lot of times when we push and we yell and we scream, like I said the other day when I saw the brother coming outside and yelling at the kids playing basketball. It's time for salah. Get your butts in here. He's yelling at these kids. I said, brother, that's not how you do it. That's not how let me go in there. I'll bring him in. And it's as simple as, guys, listen, man, what's more important, this basketball or making Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy? And you give them that guilty feeling and you laugh with them and you joke with them. Okay, brother, let's go. And they all came in, they prayed, and what do? They prayed and they ran back out and they started playing again.
Yeah.
It's a matter of how we talk, the tone we use.
Allah said in Surah Yusuf, وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ. Argue with them in a very gentle, nice.
Yeah, it's not, we are so aggressive when we're talking to our youth. It's not going to help. It's going to make them push. It's going to push them away from the masjids.
May Allah make this Ramadan mercy and rahmah for everyone. Ya Rabbi. I mean, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give peace and rahmah for all the Muslim ummah. Ya Rabbi. I mean, ameen. We've stopped here, my dear brother and sister. I know Ramadan coming soon. Inshallah, I mean, we're going to sit with Brother Muhammad and Sister Layla to we have to organize and see you inshallah for Ramadan next Ramadan. And Jazakumullah khairan for listening to us, and very important to share this to everyone inshallah. Barakallahu feekum. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.